Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Dan Pillow.
Here.
Jennifer Wiehe.
Here.
Jennifer Anderson.
Here.
Ann Pillow.
Here.
Al Glick.
Here.
Pam Jackson.
Here. Okay, we have a couple things on our agenda tonight. First, I would like to start off by introducing Mike Dreyer and have him introduce himself to council. You can stand at the podium. You don't have to stand right on top of that. Mike Dreyer. Hey Mike, how are you doing?
I am good. How are you guys doing?
Good. This is the one that you've gotten that application for, so I brought him in so that he can meet everybody if any of you had any questions for him.
Right, tell us
Like
about
the
yourself.
resume.
Yeah.
Please.
Like the resume.
You like my resume? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
well.
Yes.
If you want to just give us a quick
I
overview.
graduated from the police academy in 1998, December. Started with Loveland. That month they sponsored me through the academy. September of 99, I left there because I got a full-time position with Springdale. Stayed there until 2022. I left there for personal reasons. We had a officer killed in line of duty up on the highway, and it really affected my son, who was 8 at the time. And now he's all like, "Dad, be a cop again, be a cop again." And I mean, I never wanted to leave, but yeah. And then when I left there, I worked for Ryan Homes for a year and a half as a production supervisor, overseeing every aspect of home building. And I was laid off in February. When I first started there, we were building 18 to 20 houses per community, and we dropped down to 4. So I was done. Like I said, my daughter is 15, Ellison, going on 35. I'm not kidding. My son's 11, going on 8. He's regressing, so yeah.
Always. That's right.
Yeah, like I said, I went to Summit Country High School. Went to University of Cincinnati, graduated with a criminal justice degree on the dean's list. Pretty much born and raised in Anderson Township. I'm a very loyal employee. Like I said, I've had 3 jobs in 23 years. Your chief is an amazing man. And when we have talked about this job, I couldn't be more happy to hopefully accept it from you guys. You know, if there's anything you guys have to ask me, I'd be more happy to answer any question.
Where do you reside now?
In Anderson Township.
I think you said that, but
Yes, I still do, across from Turpin High School.
I know it said on your resume you do a lot, like little programs with the communities and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
And we have a Kids and Cops event that we do every year. I mean, I see you're aware of that and things that goes on in the community.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. I'm still, part of the Boy Scouts. I did, shop at the cop and everything. I'd still love to do that. I love engaging with the community. I think it's very important.
Yeah, that's a big thing, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is.
You did the shop with a cop?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
right down
neat.
there.
Yeah, they can't call it that anymore, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. For some reason, somebody up in Cleveland trademarked it and wanted all these police departments to
Pay the
pay him to call it that. So it's like
Oh my goodness.
shop with the police officer, or it's something now. Yes. I know, I know.
Trademark cops and kids then.
Right.
We
Yes.
better get that trademarked here. No, I think other communities already actually use it, but if they haven't trademarked it,
or it's all in the spelling, right?
yeah, the spelling.
Right.
Spelling maybe too.
Yeah, that's true.
K in kids and K is in cops.
Yep.
Right.
There we go.
Yes.
We said it here.
It's on record.
All right, thank you, Mike.
Yes,
Appreciate
ma'am.
it.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And I would like to recommend Mike Dreyer for the lieutenant in full-time position. And that is my recommendation.
Okay.
I do make a motion to move him into that full-time lieutenant position.
We'll second it.
Motion by Jennifer Anderson, second by Al Glick. Any discussion?
Mayor, I just said that did we get a final thing from the
Finance?
Finance Committee? Yeah.
Yeah, we reported on that a while back, that
We
the,
would
Yeah.
move ahead with that.
that the money has been there, we just hold up on other things.
Yeah. And very briefly in my discussion, I certainly am impressed with the, no, Chief, you're good. I'm impressed with you too, Chief. That's okay.
Mike Ryan.
But I still am trying to get this whole picture together. That's just so, as a point of discussion. Thank you very much.
You can call for the vote.
Dan Pillow,
I will abstain at this point.
Jennifer Wiehe,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
yay.
Ann Pillow,
I will abstain also.
Al Glick,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Solicitor, is that a vote?
What was that? What was the vote?
4-2.
Oh, well.
Well, I always thought the abstain went with the majority.
They do.
So it is passed, it's adopted. It's adopted.
All right. Welcome aboard. I will get with you later for paperwork and all the rest of the things that we
And
need to
sworn
do.
in.
Thank you, everybody. I will make it proud, I promise.
Make sure that, because with the full-time position, make sure everything's intact. I'll work with you tomorrow and make sure we get all that done. We'll do that tomorrow.
Could I just address council real quick on the logistics on this? So there's still some uncertainty on the Ohio Police and Fire pension. I've gotten 2 different answers. I'm waiting on clarity from them where he stands with his current membership with Ohio Police and Fire. I should have an answer tomorrow. If he is required to take it, I have a date set aside for him that Tri-Health is holding for me in case that he does need it. So if he does, I'd like the approval to start him part-time for the April schedule until he can move into full-time within that first week. He'll have it taken on April 7th.
And then what does that mean he has to do this?
He was already part of it though, correct?
He was part of it. There's a time that they give you to stay in it before you need to retake the physical. And there's been some uncertainty from them
They
about what
first said
exactly
he
that.
was fine, and now it's,
There's some different answers
They're
that I'm
saying
getting from
they're-
the pension board. So
Things have
But we need
changed
to
in the
figure
last
that-
couple
yeah,
of years. haven't they?
Yeah.
It all depends on who you deal with. A lot of the old timers are
Right.
gone, and they have new personnel, administrative personnel.
Yeah, just got out of,
Yeah. I have another question too. If he starts part-time, would that count towards his full-time 6 months probation?
That's what I was asking.
oh, is that what you
I
meant?
don't know.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
didn't, sorry, I didn't
kind of
understand
stopped
you.
speaking.
it would be like 6 months
I
and
don't-
6 days. It'd be like a 6-day difference. But
I mean,
be like one
We hope-
week,
yeah.
just
Right.
till he started
Because
part-time the first
if
week.
he starts full-time, it's 2 separate things.
yeah,
He doesn't get his,
that's-
start a 6-month probation until he starts a full-time. Or am I wrong?
benefits and all that too, that's my
Oh,
question.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, the 6 months of probationary period, but that probationary period, until council acts on it, it's a continued probationary period, till he's finally appointed. So it'd be like,
So he's finalized being
Who was
a
the last
full-time
one?
position.
The last one,
Michelle.
Michelle,
Dog.
all the dogs.
Darnell?
Darnell.
No.
So Darnell was never approved, so he was still a probationary employee. So up until the time he's approved by council, he's still on a probationary status where you can get rid of him for any reason, or no reason.
I think what they meant was like if we're to 2 separate jobs, like part-time, if he starts as a part-time and then he's made full-time, does that 6 months start all over?
Starts when he becomes full-time, correct?
Right, right.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make clear.
So I should take his probation period from April 7th.
From the day he started full-time.
Yeah.
Yep.
When we have everything back and you know what's,
Yep.
yeah. police
But there's
department.
I guess my point of that was there's a need.
For
to-
work,
Right.
workers. for
That
the-
gap, we need some help, so
Yeah, absolutely.
instead of holding off until the 7th started and then.
Well, I'll make a motion to allow him to start part-time until you,
Till we
everything
get all
gets
of
in
our
order.
stuff situated.
And then let us know that date and then take it from
Yeah,
there.
Right, if, unless they give me a different answer, it'll be April 7th for his
I second it.
pension.
All right, motion by Pam, second by Jennifer. Any discussion?
So April 7th will be the start of full-time. Is that where we are? I'm.
Yes,
Unless otherwise.
unless the pension board gives me a different answer between now and then.
And then it would stay part-time until we get all that.
Get his physical.
Pension requires him to have his physical by his first day of employment,
Right.
Okay.
which he's been in it since 1999. Like I said, I can't get a straight answer about the,
Yeah, that, we'll deal with that.
so
And as
I'll
of
figure that
today-
out and I'll report
I'm
back.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
As of today, it's part-time, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm just trying to, there's too many blank conversations.
All right.
All right,
Call
thank
for
you.
the vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Wiehe,
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
All right. So now we'll move to, we want to talk about the public health grant. Dan, I would just turn it over to you.
Okay.
So that's where we're at now?
Thanks, Mayor. The information I sent you guys is pretty cut and dry. It's just a matter of what council wants to move forward with. If we move forward with the grant as is with $30,000, we have to just figure out what we're gonna do with the next $15,000. It's fine that we can find the $15,000 grant that we had through We Thrive with the Hamilton County Public Health. That makes $30,000. It's a matter of what council wants to do moving forward. As I said, and I certainly respect everybody's opinions here. Let's just run down through it. Point one, the complete thing that we talked about over the years. We didn't get the grant, it was a $120,000 grant. The basketball court colored, finished, we know we can't do $88,000. Well, that's not even, but a pared down version of getting a slab of concrete and with rebarb is $40,000. That's all we can do with that. That's just $40,000. It doesn't mean anything. We got a square of concrete laid up there. Line painting, $1,890, excuse me. Hoops, nets, all those things for a totally functional basketball court there with goals, lines, and everything except the fencing would allow us to do that. If it's pickleball, that is, preferred if we wanted to do something to finish it. Originally, part two there, it was $70,000 plus to do the pickleball court, excuse me. That was the Cadillac version, as I called it. That's with all the great surfaces and the complete acrylic painting and all that. But when we pare that down, the slab, just the slab, is $31,499.77. I don't want to prolong this because I think you guys have had an opportunity to look at this. I'd just like to get some feedback from council as to what direction they want to go in. Whether they want to go ahead, put up some money, beg, borrow, steal some money, and get one of these projects up where the public can see it and say, hey, yeah, okay, this is what they said they were going to do. Council is as good as its word. Or whether council feels like they need to do something else. That's sort of kind of what I've given you now. All the other ideas of what we might do, I'm open to, but,
I mean, we got 30,000 from the grants.
yeah.
You're saying it's 31,500 to do the concrete slab for the pickleball.
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, why wouldn't we do something like that where it doesn't cost the village as much right now?
Yeah.
I mean, that would have one project done.
Yeah, we'd have a slab.
Right.
Yeah.
Do we need two? I don't know what
Man.
pickleball is. Do we need two? Or
Yes,
can we do
that
one?
is for two.
That is for two.
That
Can we
is
do
for two.
one?
Pickleball courts.
Or does it have to, have two?
It doesn't have to have two.
Because I could cut it in half. That would be 15, right?
Oh, while you're looking at it, at the price for the pared down, are you looking at all the items that are listed? It's just not the concrete, the line
Well,
painting, the netting, fencing?
What we're saying is if we get the slab down now, and hopefully they give us a grant later, just like this We Thrive grant thing did for 15,000. I mean, we have some of the equipment, right? That's what, did we buy some of that, or, no, we didn't.
No, we don't have
Part of
anything.
that
Put in there
And that
for
is a
that.
decision he's
Correct.
That's
asking
on
about.
board. Yes, absolutely.
Because
So-
if you use it for that, you're not getting the equipment.
So, I mean, if we can put the slab in, it's 31,500. I mean, the village puts 1,500 in. We got one slab there to get started with. I mean, you can only build from there. I mean, if you're only getting little $15,000 grants here and there, you got 30,000 altogether with this. If we get a slab down there, that's something to start with.
That's great.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
If that's what council wants to do, that's great.
I mean,
But-
that would be
but what I-
something down there.
Yeah, and I know, I'm glad to get that feedback, because that's what, I'm just waiting for you to tell me what to do, so I can put it in the grant and make sure it's in on time. That's all I'm waiting for. But I do say that at some point in time,
Or we
yeah,
could put little, buildings down there to, just
little what?
have like small, like picnic areas, put buildings down there. I mean, it's up to the council what they want to do.
Shelters?
Put buildings?
Like small shelters, yeah, I mean, that you can
Okay.
put down there for
Yeah.
people who picnic under or whatever, have birthday parties, whatever, you know what I mean, down at the park.
Okay.
You could do something like that with the 30,000, or you can put the slab in for 30,000, it's just up to what everyone wants to do.
That's why I'm here, I'm not arguing, you see, I'm not arguing with you, I'm listening.
I mean,
I'm listening.
we've gotta get the grant, we've gotta use it. So, I mean, it's up to everybody, if they wanna put a slab in for the pickleball court, I'm great with that. If they wanna put in shelters, I'm great with that.
Do
I
we
mean, if
need two pickleball courts? Could we do one and then have it complete? I mean, if it's
I
half of
didn't
the,
put
it's
that
half of what's.
equation in there, but I can look at it and I'll write it however you guys tell me. But I do want to say this. At some point in time, council has to spend some money on the park itself. I know we spent some here and there, but the majority of everything we've done over there has been grants. And we spend money for a lot of things, nickels and dimes. But we need to put something there that the people say, look, yes, look what council did. We need to pony up at some point. And, I mean, we can, we can do that, and I'm gonna send whatever you tell me to send. But if we have a slab over there, just sitting there, we don't have any guarantees, none, that we'll get another dime in a grant. Not one guarantee. The one we had originally to cover it all, we didn't get. So all I'm saying is, if that's what you want to put a slab over there and it sits over there from now on, or do we want to make a statement as a council?
If you put one slab in instead of two, you could have the lines painted and the poles and the fencing and whatever you need if you just put one in. Instead of having two pickleball courts, you have one.
That's strictly up to you guys if that's what you vote to do. But I've said what I had to say, and I really believe that at some point in time.
One project complete.
I'm
If we
sorry.
done just one, it would have the whole project complete. And then we could always build another slab later on, the next, that put the next one in.
Well, that's whatever you guys want to do, but I'm just telling you, at some time, this council has to make a move and put up some money.
Is this the
And
only,
it's good
is this
we get
the only
these
bid that we
things.
have?
I'm sorry?
Like, is there anyone else that you've gone to see what kind of different pricing's available?
It's been a while, Mayor.
Yeah.
It has been a while. And the gentleman that I talked to said that the situation over would be $100-something thousand, pretty close to what these people have done, have given us, you know.
What was the guy?
But that didn't, oh, I'm sorry.
What was the guy we talked to over there at the park that day?
That's exactly who I'm talking about.
I can't remember his name, but
Yeah,
whenever he
yeah.
come down, we talked to him about it.
Right, yeah.
That's kind of the same stuff that he does.
Yeah.
I don't
and,
think, did we
and
get anything from him?
If I remember, no, he was supposed to get back with us. Then we got these guys who were able to give us the information we need, lay out the thing for us so we could apply for the grant, you know, have all the paperwork in front, and we just kind of went from there.
Yeah.
But, so,
The only thing with the money, Dan, is that in the appropriation, we would have to cut something else out to do that. I mean, we got a lot of little things, but like the kids program, that's like 10,000. I don't know what that would do, 12, well, with the, like 12,000. And then special event stuff, cut all that out. I mean, you're talking about maybe 20,000. I mean, that's all, honestly, the rest of finance, there's no other.
hey, all I'm saying is we need to figure out a way.
Yeah, but I mean, that's.
We
what
do,
we're looking
and
at.
that's my spiel, and when, you know, it's just what the citizens said they wanted, we said, okay, we hear you. So, beg, borrow, steal. Get the project done, whether it be pickleball or basketball. If they do the basketball court, they'll do all the stuff for the fencing, for the whole thing over there. And I'm going to try to sell this to you guys. I'm not being bashful. We need to get this done.
Is the fencing necessary right now? Is it?
No, it's not,
Okay.
it's not involved in the basketball court at all.
Well, I mean, even with the pickleball, was that, I mean, I don't know enough about it either.
Yeah,
Is it
I don't know how you play
absolutely
pickleball
necessary?
and chase the ball all the time without a fence, but, you
Necessary for
know.
Yeah.
pickleball. From what I've seen, anyway.
I don't even know what pickleball is, so could someone
like
please tell me what it is?
Small
Basics, but I
scale.
don't know that much about
Yeah, sort of like a tennis court. They use a paddle and like a wiffle ball. They
Yeah.
pare it down.
Yeah, it's a
It's
small.
the new end thing like soccer
I
started
usually have
blowed up.
a copy of that, but I don't.
I mean, I kind of seen it on the thing, but I just did not know what it was. That's why I asked, did we need two of them?
YouTube it.
Okay.
You go up
Watch
on
'em play.
Beluga Park, and there are people waiting for the pickleball court.
it. It's really popular.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked, could we do it with just one?
I mean, to get
Or do we
started
need
with, that
both,
would be
or
one
not?
project complete. If we only had one, and that would complete the one, and we'd have one complete, and hopefully try to get money to do the next one later with the basketball court next to it. But you
Is
would
it
have one thing
basketball, is that
complete.
one court or two courts?
It's basketball, we pared that down to one
To one.
originally to get the pickleball courts in as well.
Yeah, okay, I
And
thought
that's
so.
still almost 90,000 for one, right?
Well,
Basketball,
51.
yes, roughly.
51.
Roughly. Mhm.
I mean, right now, I keep getting emails of damage in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It never
So-
stops down there.
Yeah, so that's my spiel. If council doesn't want to take that step, then that's strictly what we do. Sorry about that.
What is needed for you to get that grant finished?
Say again?
What is needed for you to get that grant finished? What specifically, just,
Yeah, just for you to tell me that you're going to go with one pickleball court, and I'm not sure all the cost of one, probably half or so or somewhere at the other.
I mean, at least it will give us one project complete down there.
Mm-hmm.
People could play with, people could use, and
Yeah, but you got two people,
Who
or
plays,
four people playing
It's a four
on
player.
on this little court.
who plays pickleball in Addyston?
I don't know.
They'll come from somewhere.
Seems like real.
But yeah,
I know
Yeah.
they'll come from somewhere,
You're right.
but I mean, if you look at it, where are they gonna use more, the basketball court or the pickleball court?
Yeah, that's my understanding. That was my objective, is that more people will be engaged with the basketball court than with the pickleball court.
Yes.
Yeah, there might be 2 people or 4 people playing pickleball, but everybody else is still
Like waiting a turn.
standing around
Yeah.
wondering what's going
Well, I
on.
mean, that'll happen with either or. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
think, yeah. I mean, if I could see it, I'd see the basketball.
Yeah, because you
first.
gotta think, nobody's even gonna have the equipment.
Basketball
Play.
is what our kids wanted. That's what they're
Yeah,
asking for.
most
That's
of
the
them
thing that we've been
actually.
talking about, doing to hopefully
Yes.
get them off the street and the ones that are in the park doing
To
something.
get them on something else.
Yeah, something other than
Constructive.
destructive equipment.
Yes.
Not destructive, constructive.
Destructive.
I've talked to different townships, and a lot of basketball courts bring it back to the community. Lehigh Township, they about to shut theirs down,
I like that.
because they had people up there doing drugs at the basketball court.
Yeah, we have what we have there. You're right.
Yeah.
Drugs, tearing up signs, whatever.
You're gonna have trouble there.
That's where,
I mean, Addiston's always done well with basketball.
wait a minute, now.
Basketball has always been the outlet for this town. I mean, with the 3-on-3 has always been what Addiston was best known
So
for.
now we're down this.
I mean, that's went back for years, and when we kind of lost that, Addiston slowly,
So we'd have to put 11,000 if we did the village would have to add 11,000 to the 30,000 we can get from the grant to
Unless
put
they
the
wanna hold
slab
off
in for
on
the,
the
For the slab.
basketball.
That's just a slab, that's nothing else. Yeah, absolutely.
Just the engineer, because they
When,
require
if we had a
that.
slab, we could put
So they train that.
temporary
yeah, we would need
stuff down there to,
21. We would need 21 to finish.
I mean, you could put temporary basketball goals up down there then, as long as we had a slab.
It's the money.
Well,
is
like
the
you said,
problem.
we would have to cut out special events, and we would have to cut out the kids program.
Yeah, we come out,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, even that wouldn't be enough.
Mhm. The only other option would be the acquisition and demolition.
So on the electricity for the park, I've got a report from Hamilton County of, there's 26,000
Left.
left, but that's just for the engineering and everything. That doesn't include the actual lighting itself. Does anybody have an estimate on what that's going to be for the
Well, I
actual
think
lighting?
what the original thing here is we got that done, is the engineering, because they had to have it to get the electric to the park, because you all agreed we wanted electric to the park. Lights or not, get it there. So then 26,000 is what's left. However, I talked to April today, this is another option, I'm just gonna throw it out there, you guys can do with what you want. But we have, not that page, the other page.
April was,
At the Hamilton
Plan
County.
of-
okay.
So we had money in acquisition and demolition, but since the ODOD took that over in the port with all of our properties and such, we have 15,000 sitting there. And I asked her if that was possible. I was telling her what you want to do with pickleball court and stuff like that. If that's possible to take that and throw it to the park. And maybe, or at least 10 of it and keep 5 for acquisition, because from my understanding, once the court is finished tearing down these houses, the village will have the option to acquire those. Yes. So yes, we will be taking them over, just not yet.
But we have to buy them.
Yeah. And usually it's like $1,500. So if we have, what? I mean, we have 4 of them. So we should keep about 600,000 of that maybe, or 5,000 of that.
Yeah, because it's only 6,000.
And then take the rest of that money and push it over to the park. If that's what council would be okay with doing. She's just trying to figure out now, like, what she needs to do that, if that's what council would want to do.
She meaning April, not Margret.
Correct. This is Hamilton County funds, this is downtown.
So you're saying
With
more or less $9,000 out of there could go towards the park, towards one of these projects?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get out of her. She just got these to me today, so I can get them to Margret, because she has to put these in her books as well, but to give me an idea of where we're at with all the funds. So, we still have acquisition demolition at 15,000. Your park is at 26,630 until you take out any more for anything you're doing with the park.
Which is still what, water and
That's still
electric?
if you decide not to put the electrics down there and say heck with it, we're going with basketball and football, then you have to not do the electric and do that. Now, however, like I said, and then there was the 40,000, but that's water board. She's gonna try to pull that out and make it more useful for us, because the way they wrote the grant, I was right. They did say they was gonna pay for those valves and stuff, and then they didn't.
Then
So
it
she's going
they
back to try to
charged the
fix
water
that.
board for them.
Yes.
But the money from the park, this is actually what has been left over, and we've been turning stuff in for them too, you know.
So what's the
Reimburse.
bottom number we have? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Well, if you don't do any more like with the electric stuff,
How can
it
we
looks
not
like
do
there's
that?
25,000.
You've gotta have electric over there.
And then the
Right.
demolition, acquisition and demolition for the properties, 15,000. But then this one here that I'm holding,
That's water board.
this is water board stuff, so
That one's out of question.
yeah, that's gotta, where it was spent from, is where it's gotta go back to, or taken from.
Just off the cuff while you're mentioning that, the water board, could they put water in the park? I don't know.
I'm trying to get that 40 freed up, maybe,
Yeah.
toward,
I don't know why they couldn't be able to.
maybe for our water feature, or get water to the
fountain.
park.
Just getting water down.
That's
to the
what I'm
fountains
trying to
for
do with
the,
that, because she said it is
drinking.
ridiculous how they have it tied up right now, because we're not the only one with like, hey, you know, you gave us this, and then you're saying we can't use it for this, or this. Makes no sense.
If that takes out the drinking fountains and the, you know,
Right, so that's what
running
I'm
it,
working on with
yeah.
her with that one, so we can, because I thought, well, you know, it's a water. Maybe water board can say, hey, we want to do water in the park.
That would be nice and water board to do
So,
water.
that one's still up in the air, she's trying to get that freed up. So right now, what you have free is that 15,000 that she said we can use in the park. She said she'd get to me with more details on that and how we can possibly move that out of the demolition funding.
Didn't you just say you needed some of that
You
15?
should keep 5 in there for acquisition.
When the houses come down, we have to buy them.
So you
Or
need,
it's our option to buy
So
them
10.
before somebody else does.
Correct. Because the port has control of them right now.
So would you
So-
just, for me, just real simple, say this is what we have,
10.
because I'm real confused.
We've got 25,000 in it.
We got $25,000 for the park.
This is what we put in for capital no, that's, I'm sorry. The park project, I was looking at the wrong one in. There is, if you don't know
That's
the
the water.
electric stuff over there, other than what's been like
So we have 10.
agreed to, is $26,630
That's the actual amount left.
that the county has.
Correct. That you can go against.
26,330.
6,330, 630. $26,630.
That is what you actually have on that.
And then for the acquisition and demolition, there is 15,000 open balance. But as the mayor was saying, you may want to keep 6,000.
In there for acquisitions.
So they're putting 9,000.
And maybe take 9,000 from that and throw it into the park fund.
So 9,000.
And then I can let her know, but I would need to know from council what you actually want to do with the funding and how you want to move that.
Would we need a resolution, Bob, or an ordinance tying this in so we don't get in trouble with the auditors, that we have the money like down there, but we want to use it for a different purpose?
Need an ordinance.
Yeah.
I can pretty much assure you, what we're deciding right at this moment is $15,000 that we're gonna put toward concrete somewhere.
Well, how much is electric gonna cost total? Did you get a price on that yet from them? I know
They still ain't
bounced
They
back
just
and
keep
forth.
kicking me down the road, but no, Wednesday he's supposed to, this Wednesday, he is supposed to get with me to give me that price.
Or is this the Logan?
Yes.
fees, cause we just have
So-
a damn price.
I have a question.
Yeah, I need something to bring back to you guys.
So could we do, if it's 9,000, on this list here, the basketball court, it says here, hoops and nets installed are $8,280. Could we just say that? For that 9,000? That way it doesn't go into the grant and then mess that up. Because you have to put the grant as specifically what you're using it for, right?
Yeah,
He's working on that.
I mean, that's what I mean, it has to
Yeah,
be
more or less, that's-
specific,
that's what we-
because that's what they want, is specifics. That way we don't mess with the grant at all, with what we're using this money for.
No.
No?
That's not right.
No,
No,
because when you do the grants, you gotta tell them what your plan is.
regardless if it goes over the
Yeah.
amount you're asking.
right, you tell them
Here's
that
our
you're gonna
goal.
supplement this, that throws your grant up 2 or 3 more notches, you know. I don't think it's gonna be hard to get the grant, but things like that help. If you're gonna ante up some money to
You
go with it.
score higher pointage.
Yeah, absolutely.
per se.
So,
Also on this
so we have 2 different figures, unlike everybody else here. We have, in the county grant, we have, Margaret, you said
26,630.
20.
But that's for electric, right?
No, that's what it was originally,
That's what originally.
that's what they was
used it for.
originally gonna use it for. But out of that, there's been drawings and things that have been paid to the engineer because you have to have his seal of approval on it. So that leaves a balance. We went from 40,000, we're down to 25,000. And this is the CE money that was left over from the roadway
26.
and the
Sure.
parkway.
Sure.
Or walking.
26.
Okay.
She looked at me again, I said, no, and 26.
And on this
So that,
plan,
what you have is correct.
is this money, do we have to pay this out? Or is county gonna be the one divvying it to pay for this?
We don't have it to pay out to get reimbursed is what you're
Yeah,
asking.
yeah, that's what my next question.
In the past, we've not done that. In the past, they've sent out, like, we've sent them the invoices or contacted them, and then they've sent us the reimbursement form. The mayor and I have sent it to them for them to pay
Them
the
to pay out.
contractor, right to the contractor.
That's the way I've been requesting that they do
Right,
it.
yeah.
Because it just doesn't make sense to
But we
pay it
don't
and then
have
try to
it
get
to do it.
reimbursed.
Yeah.
And then that was the road, the money left over from the road and the walkway dam. And then the other money was the acquisition and the demolition that shows the 15,000. So if we leave the 6,000 in there with them, like if we're gonna buy properties, I guess we can do that.
Once the court's done, that'll still be a minute.
Yeah, so that would, money there. And then the other money that we've been talking about, this is actually money that the water board has that, where they was doing the testing and they come in and they opened up all the mains.
Yeah, the
And we had to
C-factor
replace
testing.
all these big parts and they was supposed to pay for them. Well, the water board put up, I know, at least $9,800
And we need to get
on
that
one
back.
invoice. And that's just for the equipment that they had to, materials they had to use. That doesn't include what they paid the people to do.
Yeah, but that doesn't help us on this.
Yeah, that has
No,
nothing.
but there again.
Maybe a water feature.
Maybe
that
if
was
we
saying.
could, see.
Yeah, what's up?
I'll meet with her again and see about moving all that around for council, depending upon what you guys want to do with some of that, yeah.
But whatever you do, Dan, after Dan submits it, you still have to have the documentation to show the auditors what you've done with the monies,
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
to protect the village.
So getting back to the basketball court. So if we have that 30,000, right, for the grant.
2 grand.
Yes.
Grants. And we got the 9,000 here. Not saying nothing about the 26,630.
Mhm.
So we're talking about 39,000. So it's 40,000 to get the slab. So the village would have to put in 2,000 and that would just get us a slab, nothing else.
So with this 20,
Right.
I'm sorry.
I'm not, I left the 26,630 out of it.
But
Yeah.
It's like, I'm forgetting that, the 2 grants and the 9,000 added from
The demolition.
the demolition, added that to it. 39,000. 41,000 to get the slab put on there. So the village would have to put up 2,000. And that would at least get us a slab there for a basketball court. And we could actually put temporary basketball courts up there until we got the ones that we needed later.
I'm curious, if I have a quick question.
Sure.
Like the hoops and nets installed, when we do this concrete slab, do they need to do that? Will
Oh,
we
yeah.
lay that?
Yeah, that would
So
probably be there.
Oh,
would
yeah.
that not help us out if we just throw a slab down without having that to put in there?
Yeah.
Well,
I just wanted, I'm
Yeah.
curious, I don't
Okay.
know.
what they do, they'll cut a square out. Then when you get the hoops, the hoops
Oh,
that
they
we're gonna
can
have,
just cut that out.
dig it down,
Well,
put the hoop poles in, fill it with concrete, and then fill it square up.
And then they service
And
it?
it goes around the
No.
No.
pole.
Oh, no?
Yeah.
Is what, is how that happens.
in speaking with them, they're gonna put all the piers in. If they put the basketball court in, they're gonna put all the piers in for everything, for the pickleball, everything. All those piers will be ready for fencing, and they will definitely put the courts, put the holes in, but as Al's saying, we could drill the holes at some point in time.
Later, we'll come back and saw cut the
Yeah.
square out.
Yeah, but if we've got $23,000 and we can get the whole thing done, and it's coming out of Parks money, why not do it?
Well, then that leaves no electric in the park at all. If you take the other 26,630 out,
Well, you got
you're just talking about
That's
putting a
kind of the
basketball
question,
court.
though.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of
council,
throwing out the electric
Yeah.
to the park, that's it.
well, okay.
That's how the equation.
We talk,
is.
okay, let's, if you get that done, we're talking about $51,000. Put the basketball court up completely, ready to play. When they finish, it'll be marked, it'll be all the lines, they say they'll put pretty lines in, that's right. So we're talking about $51,000. So what does that leave us to do? We got 30,000, so we need 21,000 to make the whole deal work. And we got 26, 25 there, and we still have 9,000 that we don't have to touch. That's simple math, I mean, I'm not
But it's
mad.
no electric, and that's what's causing all the vandalism.
That would
The-
call
what-
them
no,
off.
Or not
it's
all
not
of it, but
causing it.
it's not causing it, but it's definitely not deterring it.
So we got $9,000.
We have no idea what it's gonna cost
So,
to.
yeah, so we got 9,000, so we've got, we're saying put the $22,000 out of the 25, and then you got 12,000 left to do anything else.
Mayor, I gotta leave, I gotta go to work. I was
Yep.
trying to stay as long as I could.
Hey,
I
Al,
wanted to hear about it and listen.
we need to talk about your day off too when we get a chance, so we can schedule these other meetings.
Right. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
See you guys, sorry about that.
All right,
Thank you.
what's my action?
Somebody needs to.
I mean, does that make sense? We're gonna have $12,000 left after we finish with the courts.
Yeah, but we have,
12,000. Huh? I'm sorry, Pam.
but we still have no idea what that electric's gonna cost.
It's gonna be kind of expensive.
That's what I would
Once you
think.
do that, you can't afford the electric.
Yeah, well, we don't know that, right? We know it's gonna cost us some money, you know? Is it gonna cost us more than 12,000?
Probably.
Don't know. We do. And even if it does, we got 12,000, what do we might have to add to that? 3, 4,
Hopefully I'll have that
5,000?
answer for you Wednesday.
Yeah.
He keeps, and it's not me, I
Yeah, but-
swear to you, that is not me. He
Oh,
just
I know
keeps
that.
down the road.
Dealing with these people put me in this position.
Yeah,
But isn't
But-
the deadline tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
For this, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
and that's
So-
why we're here.
Yeah, so again, I'm just saying, I'm saying, I don't know why we have money there to make this one thing in the community there, full and whole, and not, and know you're gonna have $12,000 left, and so if you had that comes out of the committee, out of the general fund, or what, I don't know what fund that's gonna come out of. It's gonna come out of some fund, but we've got, well, tell me this, is council willing to put up $5,000?
We're gonna have to take it from somewhere. I mean, that's just
Yeah, we-
straight figure on finance, so it's like, where are we
Yeah,
gonna,
we always have to take something from
Yeah.
somewhere, because we do.
we'd have to cut,
The kids thing again.
Well, we say what we have to cut, but council, I'm gonna say this, and
That's all.
I'm gonna leave it alone, because, you know, all I see here now is that we have $25,000 in the park fund, straight out.
26,630.
Thank you.
Only of which we want to take, what, 21,000 or 22,000? 3,000 left there, 9,000 left for the electric, or whatever. That's what we have. That makes at least $12,000.
I mean, that doesn't mean we can't move forward for more funding for electric and stuff, and find something, hopefully. I mean, when it comes, or you just never know when these things pop up, but it's like on the fly, here it is.
And it has to be decided.
I mean, this is why we're here,
Yeah.
workshop.
It's
We
gonna be.
need to let him know
I
which way we're gonna go as far
What
as
if
direction.
something is better than half of nothing? And right now, we have nothing.
Yep.
So I understand your point.
Yes.
It's just,
Right now, there's nothing, so now we're just wishing on electric when we can have these kids play basketball, when we're just wishing on electric. That may or may not come.
Dan, is it one or the other? Or is it better to
well,
put in two options?
It's one or the other, really.
we don't
In
have.
other words, when you're applying for this, it's better to apply for the basketball and then the alternative pickleball.
it doesn't matter to them. They're only gonna give us $15,000.
Right,
have to
but
give them an
they
answer.
may only give you 15,000, but they might say, oh, I don't want to do a basketball court.
We have to tell them what we're,
Yeah, but in essence, what will be put in the grant is that, you know, the $15,000 will be a continuation of the grant that we got from We Thrive, and the city or the village has elected to do, has put in this much money and elected to do whatever. It's gonna cost
So
us
they're
more
gonna give you 15,000,
regardless.
and you got 26.
And we got 15 already in a former grant, We Thrive grant.
And this is
Then they give
another
us a
50.
companion grant.
And then
If
you've
we can
got,
get
you've
9 out
got
of
money
that.
left over from the parks, from the roads, road and walkway.
Which one's that one?
The 26,630.
Okay.
See, I got that number now.
I mean,
get rid of it.
you're not confused at all.
I got that number.
I mean, we're not stealing
I mean, I
anybody
guess
from
it's
anybody now.
it's-
We're not making any other part of our funding, you know.
It's kind of like what you want to, you know, whether you feel that getting this basketball court down there for them to have something to do, or keep pedaling with electric, and it is going to be kind of expensive. He just said it's going to be more on the
Sure it
expensive
is.
side.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what if it goes beyond the 26,000 that you have, and then you miss this one?
We still won't have any.
Right.
To do what you have.
I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there.
If you
What if
really
it
stop
goes
and think
beyond
about
that
it,
26,
Right,
and then
and
here
we
we
still don't have
are?
the money.
We didn't have that much lighting over there.
We'll
We still don't have a basketball.
And we can figure that out.
We haven't had
Well,
electric
that's not
down there
what
for
we're-
3 years.
Hey, we haven't got basketball court or electric.
I mean, at least maybe they'll work with us if they decide to give us the grant in one way or the other, without committing to ditching the electric, but if that, I mean, guys, that's up to you, really, nothing to do with me, but.
Then you'll be able to show a need for the electric if you get the
Then you have the
basketball.
basketball court.
Because there was electric when we had the basketball court.
So, I mean, yeah, all of us, just be diligent looking for grants and things
Oh,
and
yeah.
funding, and
Oh, yeah.
that we can do
Dan's
maybe
like, I'm on
for.
that.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, there is a grant from Duke, but it's all predicated on the figures and the boxes and stuff we're getting the figures for, there's a grant of
So if we don't do the
$5,000
electric, we
again.
could miss out on that one. So if we don't get the electric down there, we can miss out on that one?
No, all they wanted, I couldn't finish the grant because they wanted to know the amperage and the blah, 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 and blah, and that's what these people are doing, engineering that part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have a clue. I didn't understand what they were going to get for the engineering, not for the actually putting it in. But there's a grant. I mean, it's available. It's a community grant that's pretty much standing with Duke that we can get at least $5,000, pretty much no questions asked. And we can go harder than that if we,
Once we
If
tell
we
them, like,
need
hey,
to.
we have to have electricity for these kids to be able to play on this basketball court that we have for them.
Well,
it can all be a part of future grants, but that's there.
Yeah.
It is always there to reach out to. So that's, I won't include that in my argument because that's, but it's available.
Ready?
Well, I'll make a motion that we do the pared down version of the basketball court.
The Chevy?
Yeah, using the model that we just talked about with the funds from the two grants, the 26,660 with electric and then the 9,000, whatever that is, of demolition. And we'll let it be, it is what it is.
We won't need all of that, but that will.
Well, we
that's
probably
what
will,
we
some of it,
Yeah.
since we can't separate
Okay.
them.
that should actually cover it, honestly.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
it will, there'll be some extra.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, that should fully cover it.
Yeah.
Do we have a
Second.
second?
Second.
Motion by Pam, second by Dan Pillow. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Wiehe,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick, Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Thank you very much. I will submit this tomorrow, and I can't
And it's
copy
not a
until they,
guarantee
till
yet
they send
either.
it back to me, yeah, yeah.
So I was like, why not just do it? What if they don't give us that, then we're back to the
Right, square
electric?
one.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah. Thank you very much.
Try to do what we can.
I
Most definite.
make a motion that we adjourn.
All right.
I second it.
Motion by Dan, second by Jennifer to adjourn. Call for the vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Wiehe,
Yay.
Jennifer Anderson,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.